All right then, guys, we are here. First session out for a while since the syndicate. Literally haven't been out in a couple of months, and I've come to Walrow Ponds. It's changed a lot since I've last been here. They're doing a lot of work on here, trying to make it better. You know, just improve everything. There's a new little match pond. You've got 3 lakes on site: the factory, the snag, and the railway. All of them have got pretty decent fish in it, and some of them are whacking on the weight, especially in the factory. So I think the factory pond's sorted. The railway, I think, is nearly sorted, and the snag they're still doing a bit of work on, just trying to better the biomass and everything like that, so that all the lakes are well balanced and they're putting, and the carp are putting on the weight basically. But yeah, it's different. I'll show you around the site and, you know, some of the changes they've made. The conditions look good. It's cold, but really low pressures. Southwesterly winds, supposed to change to northerly and then westerly again over the weekend. But I'm probably going to go in a swim on the factory in peg 2 off the back of the wind, because although it is a southwesterly, I went and stood around in a peg called peg 8, which is kind of on the end of it or off to the end of it, and it was freezing, absolutely Baltic. That wind is not warm. I'm guessing because of the lower kind of air temperatures we're getting. You know, southwesterly in general is a warmer wind, but in the winter sometimes it can feel Baltic as well. So I just don't think being on the end of it is the one. So I'm going off the back of it. Yeah, like I said, in a swim called peg 2. And fingers crossed, I can get something going. I'm here for 48 hours. I have got to pull off for a few hours tomorrow morning, and then a few hours in the evening as well. But, you know, it doesn't really matter too much. Resting the swim's not always a bad thing necessarily. I don't know how busy it's going to get. There's one other guy on at the moment, but I think he's pulling off in a bit. So as it stands, once he pulls off, I've got the lake to myself. It's Friday, so it's not going to be that case now. It's probably like 10:30. You know, I'm sure by this evening there'll be a lot more anglers here. But yeah, I'm going to drop in peg 2. It gives me quite a bit of open water. I can command quite a bit of the kind of the middle of the lake. So at some point, it's not a massive lake. So at some point, hopefully, if they're mooching about, which I'm sure they will start to be now, as the water's temperature's increasing, hopefully I can nab one. If not, I can see the whole lake from this swim. So if I do see something, I can move. But yeah, give it a go. Back at one of my old haunts. Give it a go. There's lots of new fish in here that I haven't caught, and they are whacking on the weight. So we'll give it a go, and I'll keep you posted. We are set up, guys. As you can probably hear, it is absolutely nailing it down. While I was setting up, kettle boiled. Whilst I was setting up, there's bloody hail. We had hail and everything. It is really cold. And it's blowing a hoolie, and that, like I said earlier, that wind is freezing. So I'm on the back of it. Opted for peg 2. I've kind of just fanned my rods out. I've got one at right rods at 10 wraps on just a smooth a bit of silt. It's basically just a clayey silty pit. So, you know, you're just looking for, you know, there is the odd bumpy bit where it's a bit of clay, but this time of the year, you know, unless it's right in the margins, very rare you're going to find it. So you're looking for just them smoother bits of silt rather than the really cloggy bits. It usually tends to do the bites. So yeah, again, all the spots are just that smoother bit of silt, as opposed to the really pluggy, thicker stuff. Right rod's at about 10 wraps. The middle rod is out towards an island, which I'll show you in a bit. Out towards an island, and that is at 16.5 or just under 16.5 wraps. And the left rod is at 6.5 wraps, just down to the left. Again, another smooth bit of silt. They're all just smoother bits of silt. Yeah, the left rod I've caught from in that area in the past. I've caught trio from there in the past, so it's an area that they used to get caught from, but you know, I don't know nothing about this lake anymore. I haven't fished it in a while, and you know, I've done that vlog when I come to Walrow a little while ago, but that was fishing on the snag, and that was just simple fishing up to the islands. Here, I haven't fished this lake in years. Can't remember the last time I fished it, to be honest. So it will give it a go. I'm the only one on. The guy in the other peg has pulled off, so it is just me at the moment. Haven't seen anything. Like I said, I've only just finished packing up, and that's the first kettle that's boiled for me. So I'm eager to get that brewed and down me, to be honest, because it is freezing. My fingers are like ice blocks. I've went for a couple of snowmen and a little low-line pop-up. All my winter favourites. So it's allergy I'm using, and I've just put a couple of pouchfuls of allergy. Oh. Could have been a liner, but I think that was more than likely a wind. There was a gust of wind then. Yeah, all allergy. Literally a couple of pouchfuls over each, and then I've got an allergy hard hooker with a tutti frutti on one of the snowmen, allergy hard hooker, and a embutric pineapple pop-up on the other. And then on my pop-up, I've got the test one, which is really smelly, fishy pop-up, and it's a white one. I've got that one on another. All of them I've caught really well. Tutti Frutti's, like, literally, there's a weird one. It wouldn't have been my favourite. It wasn't my favourite for years. I've used it over the years and caught, but it's not been my fave. But the last few years I've been using them a bit more, just because of that bright factor. I seem to catch every time. Well, not every time, but you know, it's always the tutties that go. So I should really put tutties on them all, but the others seem to keep doing it as well. Just think that acidity levels in the flavours, like with the fishy one, which is got acids that build up the flavours. The tutti frutti, like I spoke about last time, it's got them citric acids in and stuff. And the embutric pineapple, you've got embutric, and then obviously you've got citrus acids in the main compound of the pineapple flavour, because it's citrus. So yeah, they just seem to work. That coupled with essential oils and stuff, they just seem to really work. I mean, they work all year round, but I suppose you notice it more often in the winter, or more so in the winter. But yeah, so that's where I'm pitched up. I am going to get a cup of tea. I'm going to have a sausage and egg back, because I'm absolutely marvin. And then I'll catch up with you in a bit and just talk you through Walrow, some of the improvements they've made, some of their kind of plans in the future and stuff. They're doing a lot of hard graft, and it's only right that I kind of tell everyone about it, really, because you know, you need to keep your eyes out next few years. Still work to be done, so you know, but the next few years, just keep your eye out, because this is going to be a top water. I'm sure of that. Anyway, see ya in a bit. Right guys, well, nothing to report at the minute other than another 2 hailstorms. It's pretty savage, to be honest. It's really cold. The wind's died down a little bit at the minute, so yeah, as you can probably hear, I've got the kettle on again, just trying to keep warm, hence why I've got the woolly hat on, and a different hoodie. So yeah, quiet on the fishing front. I haven't seen anything yet, but I just thought I'd take this opportunity just talk to you about Walrow a little bit, and no doubt I'll forget some stuff, so I'll probably tell you even more later or tomorrow. Yeah, but you know, just a bit about Walrow, about Highbridge Angling Association, what they have done, and how they're looking at moving forward. Obviously, I only have limited knowledge, so I'm sure there's more in the pipeline than what I can divulge. But they are trying to move forward and create one of the best club waters around, as far as I'm concerned. A lot of work's going on. 2 seconds. Kettle's boiled. So yeah, I guess first of all, I mean, they've been working probably for the last 2 or 3 years. I've not really fished it, but I've got a lot of friends that fish here or are on the committee, bailiffs. You know, I've fished here since I was a teenager, so I know a lot of people that fish here. And you know, Dad and my brother, yeah, they do 2 water checks a week. That's to check the water temperature, oxygen readings and saturation, alkaline pH levels, all that, ammonia, everything you can think of. They test it twice a week, so they're keeping their eyes on the water quality, and more importantly, the oxygen levels. Massively important, the oxygen levels. And if the oxygen levels are crashed, which they showed kind of last summer, they've got, I think, don't quote me, but I think they've got 3 aerators at the minute, and I think they've got some more coming. So it's all hands on deck if them oxygen levels crash, and they will have them aerators going day and night, and whatever they need to do to be able to bring them oxygen levels back up, so that the fish are as comfortable as possible. Now, they are obviously keeping really tight records of the fish on site, so there used to be a cut through from the factory to the snag, so they've stopped that. So now what they can do is they can keep tabs on all the fish in all 3 lakes. They've also got a match lake now that they've dug, which will have a lot of matches. All the lakes have been netted, and I don't know how much bream and stuff have been taken out. There still is bream in all the lakes and silvers, but they've had a lot of them taken out and put in that match lake. So there's lots of silvers and bream and stuff in there, which is perfect for the matches and stuff. I don't know whether it's open to just the general public to just fish there for silvers and bream and stuff, or whether it is solely just for the matches. But I'll try and find out, and I'll let you guys know. But I think pretty much the factory is pretty much done. It's been, all the pegs have been redone, everything. Water levels are good now. They've got a decent level of stock in here, not too much, not too little. Biomass is perfect, and they've been feeding it for quite a while now. I think they've slowed down, or if not stopped at certain points through the winter, like you would, because they don't want bait going off on the bottom and stuff, because obviously that's going to decrease the water quality. But they've been baiting it, and the fish, I'm sure if you follow social media, have been packing on the pounds. They did reintroduce some new stock, and they've been piling it on. Trio's recently come out at over 30, I think. You know, it's one of her best weights in recent years. You know, she's not prehistoric by any means, but she's one of the OGs, as it were. She's been around a little while. So for her to gain weight, that's a massive credit to obviously the water quality and the feeding program they've got going on. As well as that, there's been a lot of these introduced fish that the gains have been ridiculous. You've got a shit ton of 20 pluses and a lot of mid to upper 20s now in this factory pond. Who knows what the biggest fish is in here now? Obviously, Trio's come out at 30. I'm not sure about any other 30s, but there is a lot. I'm sure there is. And come spring, just before spawning, there's going to be some serious fish in here. And there already is, to be fair. So the factory is coming on leaps and bounds, and it showed, because that's the first lake they've kind of addressed with regards to the stock. It just shows you what direction they're going. They're keeping the biomass really well, so it's not overly stocked. It's just right, so them fish can get them weight gains and will be healthy. The water quality is not going to be as bad because you've not got so many fish in there that it's ridiculous. Everything will be better. Moving on to the railway, they obviously done a complete new revamp of it. It's been cut out and there's been a bay put in. If you haven't been recently, there's a little island there. They've skimmed it, got all the snags out and everything, completely redone it. So it's actually bigger now. They introduced some fish, not many, but they've lost a couple, like you always do. But they are going to be reintroducing some more, just to bolster the stock that they've already got, and they've got some really good ones. Some of the originals are still in there too. Big Brother, Bronze Common, Hale. All these are, you know, between 23 and 30 pounds. So, you know, they're all good fish. And obviously the winter, we haven't really seen much of the weight gains and that, because there's not been a lot caught like it always is in the winter. The gains were good towards the middle of last year, and after the summer, feeding was going on, and the gains were good. All the fish were putting on some weight, and it was going good. They're going to reintroduce some fish at some point, and just to increase the stock a little bit, and I'm assuming they will continue to feed that, and they will start smashing on the weight too. I'm sure in years to come the weed will come back, and that will just help with the water quality and help with the carp flourishing. Now the snag hasn't really hasn't been completed yet fully. It's sometimes a race against time, but basically that needs to be drained again, and there needs to be, they want to net it. They want to get some of the smaller fish out, just to decrease the biomass, and they may reintroduce. I'm not 100% sure. Like I say, I'm not privy to all the information. I've just been given the cliff notes really, and you know, seen what's happened over the recent years. But that one will be completely desnagged. I think they're gonna level it out and put some clay in and stuff like that, and yeah, go from that. They're gonna have a stock pond on site as well, so in years to come they can do all their restocking in-house basically. I guess take spawnies on and put them into the stock pond, grade them, and then we'll reintroduce them into the the lakes when they see fit. Obviously, that helps with biosecurity because you're not bringing anything in, and just keeps all the homegrown fish in on the complex, and you can start, you know, breeding, keep the bloodlines within the complex going. But yeah, it's really good at the moment. There is a lot of work going on, so if you're going to head over, just be open-minded, and try and see the wood through the trees. Basically, you know, there is work going on. There's diggers coming to and fro here and there. You know, there may be the odd pile of mud here and there, but it's all for the future. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day. It's going to take some time. The swims are nice in the factory. I haven't really fished the railway, so I don't really know, but I will have a look around tomorrow. I'm going to take some videos and stuff all around of some of the work that's been done on the snag and everything. They've recently put an otter fence in, and there's a little bit left to do, but they are nearly finished the otter fence. Now, this is the first time we've even ever been close to having an otter fence at Walrow, so this is massively great to protect the stock. So once we get these amazing stocks in all 3 lakes, you know it is secure, and they will be here for years to come. I'm sure there's other things I forgot about, but I can just update you on the next video. Like I said, on the fishing front, it's pretty non-existent. I haven't seen anything. The wind's picked up again now, and it is Baltic. There's a guy actually who has gone in peg 8 now, so there's 2 of us on. He's kind of got his own bit of water. I'm not really anywhere near him, and he's nowhere near me. So with any luck, no one else comes on, or the odd person, because sometimes the odd person coming on pushes the fish about, you know, it's not too bad. But yeah, sorry to harp on a lot, but I just wanted to kind of give you an idea, if you don't already, the work that's going on at Walrow. It is, they're really trying to push to make this place even better than it was, and better than it's ever been. And I'm sure in years to come it will be. The stock's already flourishing in the factory. Won't be long before them fishing the railway flourishing as well, even more so. And the snag, once they get some of the smaller fish out, reduce the biomass, get the water levels back up and start feeding it, all three lakes on the complex are just going to have mega stocks in. Tickets cheap, you can't really grumble. Bold prediction, within the next few years, I reckon you'll see a £40 in here. Next few years. But anyway, I'm going to have my brew, have a little catch up on the darts, and yeah, hopefully next time I'm on video it'll be before it's dark, because it's about, what is the time? 10 to 4, so before it's dark it'll be me on screen again with a big fat carp, one that I've never caught before as well, hopefully. But yeah, catch you in a bit. Alright guys, wow, oh, liner on the same rod, so we've got one, not been out long. Ooh. Well, I say not been out long, I have the rods out, come on, had the rods out a few hours, you know, but not overly long. He's not playing ball. Come on, that's it. Like I'm sure you've seen on other videos, just roll them back onto your forearms, let them kick themselves out, they tire themselves out. in theory. He's not lying in it. And then you should be able to loft them up. And it's 22.4. Really happy. Really happy. He's been out about, like I say, 4 hours. Probably the rods have been out. Haven't been here for, well, this particular lake, haven't fished in years. So I'm really pleased to get him. And you can tell, look at it. This is one of the reintroduced ones. Pristine condition. I'll show you the other side quickly. I think it went in, well, I think when they netted it 10 weeks ago, and this will give you an idea. I just spoke to one of the locals and one of our team members. He said it was in at £21 something an ounces. I think. Definitely £21. I think it was the lower end of the £21 as well. And that was 8 or 10 weeks ago. And now, flipping back, and now he's 22.4. So, you know, around about £1 in weight he's put on in a couple of months. So that's an idea. At this time, when they're not really eating that much, to put on that much weight, they are on it. And the gains are great. Condition, as you can see, absolutely mega. Really pleased with that. Wow, guys, I've had one, which is I'm buzzing. Like I said, I haven't been out for a while. So to get out was amazing. To get one after a few hours of having my rods out on somewhere where I haven't fished in a long time, and albeit fished it years ago, and it's completely different to what it was then. So yeah, buzzing. Like I said in the video, 22.4 it was, and it was netted 8 or 10 weeks ago, a couple of months ago, say, and it was £21 something. So it's put on basically £1 since then. So it just goes to show the weight gains that these fish are having. If you have a look at the pictures from the netting, it was really long, like it is, but lean. It's dropped a gut, and you know, it's put on that £1, and it's probably going to gain maybe another couple of pounds before spawning, potentially more. But yeah, pristine. Didn't really fight that well. It was a bit of a finicky bite. Kind of dropped back, then went up, and then kind of dropped back again. Not really quickly. So I didn't really have it as a kiting fish, but yeah. Then it pulled up again. The last time just took a couple of ticks off. I'm not fishing with light clutches. Never tend to anymore. Just like to use the clutch to help set the hook as well. And yeah, didn't really do a lot. Plodded around under the rod tip a bit, but didn't really take any line as such. Just very slow. Because it was slow, I thought, was this a good one? Didn't see it for a little while, but yeah, decent fish. Really happy with it. A good looking fish as well. And that came on the right hand rod. Fished 10 wraps out, and that was on the Snowman. So it's allergy hard hooker 18mm and a Embutric pineapple pop up in 14mm as a Snowman. Snipped a little bit off just to anchor it to the bottom a bit more. And yeah, a couple of pouch, 3 or 4 pouchfuls, maybe, you know, 40-50 baits over the top, allergy, and that was it. Job's good. So we are underway, and we've got, you know, tonight and tomorrow night, albeit I'm going to be away a few hours first thing in the morning, a few hours kind of last thing. Just got some errands to run, but you know, I will be here for what time I had the bite today. I will be here tomorrow at that time. So I'm going to have to pull off. I won't be able to stay too long on the Sunday, so I'll have to pull off, you know, kind of lunchtime, the latest really. I've got things to do. So, but yeah, it's a really good start. Massive confidence booster. There's still only 2 of us on as well, so I still haven't seen anything. But not long after I had that bite, got the rig back out, baited up, and etc., I did get another liner on the right hand rod, which is obviously the one that I've caught from. Now, there was a grebe work in the area. Well, might well have been that, but grebe seemed a bit too far to the right, to be honest. I don't think he would have picked it up, but he might well have. But yeah, I'm ultra confident going into the night ahead. But I know it's not been fishing well. I might have just got a bit lucky. And to be fair, if I just catch the one, I'll be happy. I would have took one at the start of this time of the year with, really, it's cold conditions really, and that wind is freezing. Obviously with the hail that we've had as well, that's cooling down the water. So yeah, but I've managed to nick one, so I don't have to use them excuses. But it'd be nice, to keep the ball rolling and maybe get another 1 or 2, fingers crossed. But yeah, I'm gonna have a victory brew, and yeah, really happy, buzzing. Morning guys, it's early, it's just getting light at 7:15. I had to pack up really early and just go and run an errand, and I've just got back, so I've probably been out the swim an hour or so, but I'm back now, kettle's on, and the rods are back out on the spots. And yeah, like I said, 7:15, so still really good chance of a bite this morning. Like I say, it's literally just getting light. I haven't seen anything, but like I say, I've only just come back. But yeah, quiet night really. Didn't have any liners whatsoever. Did get cold, did get pretty cold. The wind died down pretty much. Rain on and off throughout most of the night. And go on then. Oh. Yeah, rain on and off throughout most of the night, and yeah, didn't have a beep. That rod I've just had a couple of beeps on that you may or may not have heard. There's just a couple of pinprick bubbles just come up, just to the left of it. So, yeah, fingers crossed it busts off in a minute. But yeah, so nothing to really report. Really quiet night. But I'm happy with that, because, to be honest, I'd rather just have them. I'd rather catch them in the day when it's cold. When it's cold, you can't be bothered to get out of your bed, can you? Really, you don't. I mean, you will, but if you could catch them in the day in the winter and have a good night's sleep in the coldest parts, you would, wouldn't you? Or I definitely would, for sure. So, yeah, we'll see how the day plans out. I'm going to try and get some footage of some of the improvements that have been made over here. It's kind of going to be hard if you haven't got kind of reference of what it used to be like, so how much it has improved. But for those that do know the lake and what it used to be like, you'll be able to see the difference and the improvements that are being made. But yeah, I'm going to show you some stuff. I'll show you the otter fence and talk you through some of that stuff. And I'll mention about the golden ticket as well. I'll go a bit more, give you a bit more information about the golden ticket. But yeah, the kettle's boiled, so I am gonna crack on, and hopefully next time I speak to you, I'll have another juicy fat carp. Alright guys, well it's heading into the afternoon now. Sun's come out a bit, so it's got a bit milder. Still nothing to report really. Been really quiet, not even had a line or anything. Another guy's just pulled on. So I've got a guy basically, I'm on one bank, there's a guy on that bank, there's a guy on that bank. So can't see it making a mass drastic change. If anything, it might push the fish about a bit more. But it's still a little while until the time that I had the bite yesterday, so I'm still hopeful and confident. Yeah, fingers crossed. I've stuck with the same tactics. You know, this morning I've just literally flicked the hook baits out that I had out last night, and I haven't put any bait out after. Using the 18mm allergy, it's such a good bait all year round, especially in the winter. I like to switch from the Kraken to the allergy. The allergy is just so soft. Both baits are soft, but it's just so soft. And what you've got is, because of the more coarser ingredients in the allergy, what happens is it's the water can get in easier. So because the more coarser ingredients, the more gaps kind of in the boilie as such, the water can get in and penetrate quicker, and it breaks down quicker as well, and it just goes through. You know, as you can see here, it's nice and soft, like it's just in between my thumb and forefinger. It just, with minimal effort that is, and it just squishes, and you can see the bits of particle in there. Great bait. Anyone that smells it, you'll see it just smells amazing. It's like a creamy, for anyone that hasn't ever smelt it, it's like a creamy, nutty bait with like a kind of sweety, fruity kind of after smell to it. Really good bait. Anyone that's ever smelt it and used it have loved it. They have with the Kraken too, but when them temperatures get a little bit colder, I prefer to use the allergy. A lot of people stick with the Kraken and they catch it all, you know, throughout the winter, all year round with the Kraken. But I like to mix it up. You know, sometimes I'll use both in the warmer months as well. But yeah, really happy, and the fish seem to love it as well. So hopefully they have another go on it. So obviously I've talked about the improvements for Walrow. And the other thing I want to mention is they are running a golden ticket. Now what that is, is they are running a raffle for a 2-rod permit. It will cost you £10 to enter the raffle. For a 3-4-rod permit, it will cost you £25 to enter the raffle. I think the raffle, I'll double check now. The raffle draw is on Friday the 15th of March at 7:30 in the evening, and it'll be done on the Facebook page. And all you got to do to enter is there's a post online on Highbridge Angling Association's Facebook page. If you just enter, you just double checking, yeah, just comment 2 or 3/4, and then all you got to do is send the payment to the details on the post. It's got all the bank details, etc. Just send a bank transfer for either the £10 or the £25, whichever ticket you've entered in the comments, and you will be entered into the draw. Make sure you use your name as a reference, so they know who you are and who you've paid, because the last thing you want to do is pay that money and risk them not being able to find you. So just drop your name in the reference, ideally your first name and the second name, and then they'll be able to find you, and you'll be entered into the raffle with a chance to win a season ticket. So good value for money, really, if you think about it. So, and they are offering, I will just double check, they're offering 4 tickets from this raffle, so that's really good. They're doing a lot of things like this, and it's just being a bit more inclusive with the locals, and everyone really, and just trying to pull together and have that little bit of paradise around our local area. Because to be fair, around our local area you've not really got much. There's not much really with regards to really good headed carp that you're not paying silly money for. Now syndicates can charge the extra prices. Club tickets, they're not going to charge you, 600-700, even £1,000 a year. It's lower cost. So for them to have a cheap ticket and to be offering this amount of improvements, and obviously the goal moving forward, is really good. And they are looking to make this a premium water, and I'm sure it will be. It's looking good. It is looking good and looking very promising for the future. Like I said, that fish I had yesterday, it's put on £1 in a couple of months at this time of the year, which, okay, the water temperature, I'm not 100% sure what it is, but I would imagine it's closing in onto double figures now, if not already in the double figures. Okay, we've had a lot of rain recently, so it might have dropped a little bit, but that fish has put £1 on in a time of the year that you wouldn't expect it to be putting on much weight. So that's really good gains. It was pristine, as you could see, and yeah, it looked really healthy. Surprisingly enough as well, no leeches, argulus, nothing. Couldn't see anything, no parasites whatsoever. It's all systems go at Walrow and Highbridge Angling Association. So just keep your eye out on the social media page, because they're doing a lot of things. You'll see the improvements. They're always updating you, and yeah, it's exciting to see. Quiet day, guys, to be honest. I think I've had the odd couple of beeps, but nothing to write home about. I've not seen anything, and I have been looking, although I have been watching a bit of darts as well. But yeah, I've not seen anything. I didn't hear anything through the night, didn't see anything this morning. I'm just having food now. Got burritos, which are lovely. But yeah, just wanted to kind of give you an update now. It's going to be getting dark any minute now, within the next hour. So I'm going to be kind of cooking, sorting stuff out. And then I've got go and do something. I've got to pull off, like I said the other day, I've got to pull off for another hour or so before I get back, and then I'll get back in the dark, ping them back out, and then relax for the night. So yeah, basically if you don't hear from me again until the morning, I've not had anything, or there's nothing to report. But fingers crossed, I'll see you before. If not, first thing in the morning with a big fat one. But if not, I'm happy, you know. I've had one. It is cold. The conditions aren't great. The wind switched around, which I don't think is in my favour, really. But I'm in the middle of the lake. There's now a guy on each bank, like I said earlier. Maybe it'll push him about. Maybe I can nick one more. That'd be amazing if I could. But if not, I'm happy. So yeah, I'm going to finish off my burritos. I'll speak to you in a bit. We've got another one, 24-4, although it looks and feels way bigger, and I thought it was trio. To be honest, I'm still not convinced it isn't, but that weight it can't be, unless I'm going to have a word with my scales. But yeah, second one, it's only 11 o'clock, so I'm hoping we can get more. I'll show you the other side, which is the side where I thought it was trio because of the scales. Trio is one of the OGs of the complex, and one I've had before, but at a much smaller weight. Well, if it was trio, but it's obviously not because of the size. Ooh. But trio or not, I am not complaining. Oh, keeps trying to kick. I'm not complaining at all. Look at it. Same rod, same tactics, snowman, and Butrick pineapple pop up. Job's a good one. Still time for more. Right, morning guys. Well, had one last night, a little bit bigger than the last one, so 24.4, so £2 exactly, pretty much. So yeah, I'm happy. Scaly as well, lovely fish, clean. Again, as well as the other one, didn't have any parasites, no leeches, no argillus, nothing. So yeah, you'd usually expect to have a few, but that's a good sign. Nice clean fish. It got really cold last night. It was a proper like frost. Got frost on the mat and the net and everything this morning, so the temperature definitely did drop, and the wind died right down. So yeah, nothing else to report as of yet, but we've still got a few hours. The sun's out. It's looking good for a morning bite, so fingers crossed I can nick one before I go. But I'm gonna have this copper, have some breakfast, and then probably shoot on. So not going to be hanging around for too long. But yeah, it's been a successful session. First time back for years, and it's obviously changed a bit for the better. And yeah, I've had two fish, two 20-pounders, and in mint condition. Both of these fish are a couple that have been introduced, and obviously their weight gains have been just mental. So yeah, hopefully you'll see me again in the next hour or so with another big fat one, but if not, it's been decent. Laters. So guys, end of the session. Done pretty well. Had two fish, a 24.4 and a 22.4. Both nice mirrors, clean fish. So I'm really pleased. You know, first time back here for years, and obviously it's changed a bit, and well, improved drastically. I think there was only one other fish out whilst I was here, so I'm happy with the result. Haven't really seen any fish or anything, so I don't think they're massively active, but they're obviously active enough to manage to nick a bite or two. But yeah, really pleased. Keep your eye out on Highbridge Angling Association for all the kind of any updates on the improvements and everything, nettings, etc., etc. They're very active on social media and Facebook and that, so you'll be able to keep up to date if you follow them on any news and any updates. Also, what I would say is there's been a post out recently for team members for Bosh Baits. If you are interested in becoming a team member for Bosh Baits, then give us a message on either of our socials, so Facebook, Instagram, anything like that. Yeah, get in touch and we can give you some more info and go from there. But yeah, till next time, tight lines.